Rohit, Vijay Shankar was promoted ahead of Dinesh Karthik. Both Vijay and Manish were struggling a bit for timing. They did get the odd boundaries. 34 of 12 and DK just came in. Do you think at that time you felt that, okay, we have probably tactically blown it?
No, I mean, see, any changes that we make in the game, it is due to some reasons, and we think many a times before doing or making such changes. It was because we wanted to have one of the experienced guy to bat at the end, and I thought Mustafizur will bowl probably the 18th and the 20th over, and we wanted an experienced guy to handle him because we knew that he will come out with his off cutters and slower balls, and Dinesh probably we thought would have been a better choice at that point, because when I got out we had 8 or 9 overs left, and we asked Vijay to do at that point was just to go after the bowlers and make sure that we get to a decent we cover that run rate, required run rate. So I mean, days like that can happen to anyone. He tried his best. Probably the first time he got to bat in the series also. I mean, you can say that if had we lost the game, I would have looked bad. But that was the idea, to have Dinesh at the back end, because he's batted at that position and he's finished off games for his state team. Even when he was playing for Mumbai Indians with me, I've seen him and I know his ability with the bat, and he's got some different type of skill shots that would probably be required at that point at the death overs. So that was the only reason we held him back, and I can proudly say it paid off.
Rohit, did you thought that when 34 needed from last 12 balls, did you ever thought that India might not reach there, or what was it running in your mind, because it was very close game?
See, when in a situation like this, you cannot predict. You can only be positive and think that we can always get it, because what we think in the dressing room doesn't really matter that much. Guys who are out there in the middle matters the most, because they are the ones, taking the pressure and taking that challenge to finish off the games. In the dressing room, we were always positive, and we thought the reason, like I said just now to him, the reason we had him in the end, because we knew that he could finish off game for us, and that was the only idea, and we were all positive, the kind of shots that he has in his ranks. We always thought that he could play those shots and put pressure back on them, because it's never easy. We on the other side, and we always thought the bowling in the last 2 or 3 overs is never easy for those guys also, because the pressure is on both sides. It's a final, and the pressure is also on the bowler, and we always knew Soumya Sarkar is not their premier bowler. He's is a part-time bowler, to be honest, and we always thought he could take on Dinesh or Manish or Vijay Shankar. They could take on him and score those runs which was needed at the end. But credit to him also, he bowled those Yorkers really well at the end and created pressure. We were lucky enough and to get that big over from Dinesh when Rubel was bowling, I think the 19th over. It can happen to anyone. A few of our guys also went for those big overs. It's never easy bowling at the death. Pressure is always on the bowler, not the batsman, because batsmen have we got few batters waiting to come and play. So pressure is always on the bowlers. We had that in our mind, and obviously Dinesh and Vijay and Manish, they knew that pressure is on them. So one mistake here and there, pressure could always play a big part, and that's what exactly happened.
Evaluate Bangladesh.
No, Bangladesh is certainly a very good team. Definitely in this format, they are a very dangerous team. And we saw a few games when they came out and chased more than 200 runs, and they've got certainly they're very fearless. They just come out and express themselves, and they enjoy the cricket, and they're certainly a very good team. Going forward in the last 3 years, we've seen that how they've changed their style of cricket, and that is certainly helping him. A lot of the senior guys are there in the team, and there are a few new faces. It's always a good combination to have when you have a mixture of youth and experienced player in your side, you know, you always you will always get the result you want. And I feel they are a very good team, and they can do well wherever they play. You know, certainly, you know, there's few of the guys who are experienced, they are nurturing the younger guys really well.
How about your Mumbai Indians teammate?
Huh?
Mumbai Indians teammate
Mustafizur. I'm excited to have him in the squad. He's certainly a great prospect in international cricket, and we hope that he comes to Mumbai Indians and does well.
Clearly in support of your team, and what was it like? Did he play a role in your performance in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the crowd was brilliant, magnificent. You know, to get the support from the entire. I think it was 25,000 people today. So to get the support was really good. We didn't feel that we were playing outside India. You know, the support was magnificent, and they, you know, I've said this at the post-match also, that, you know, they enjoy their cricket, which is always a good thing. You know, and they came out in large numbers, and their support was very crucial, and it's always good, you know, when you get that support just to get you going. It's very important, and I thought, you know, they came out and supported us throughout the for a course of 40 overs. Even when we were bowling, when we were making those stops while we were fielding, and in the bowling as well. And then again, when we started off batting, you know, they were there supporting us, which was really good.
Well, Rohit, a lot of youngsters got the opportunity in the absence of seniors. Word on how Jaidev Unadkar is progressed?
Yeah, I think, see, he's with him, it's always very clear what he wants to execute in the middle. There's no confusion. With the fast bowlers, sometimes, you know, they can go for runs because they're trying hard, they're trying so many things, because in this format you can't just come and keep bowling. You need to have different sort of skill set in your armory. It's very, very important, those slower balls, yorkers, bouncers, slower bouncers and all that, and I definitely think he has that with him. And yes, he had a few off days, but again today he came back, got those 2 wickets when we needed. With the new ball as well, he kept it very tight. I think, you know, is someone that we can rely on, you know, going forward. He understands his bowling really well. That is the most important thing. If you understand your bowling, half the problem is solved, I think, and that's what you get with him. He's very clear in his mind, and of course he would want to have a great IPL, and, you know, thereafter whatever series we play outside India.
The DK came into bat, and there's very little like margin of error. One ball, if you miss it, or one ball if you can't connect, can make a big difference in the game. How much of it was him keeping his head and backing his own game?
Dinesh. Yeah, see, I think it was important that he had to believe that he can finish off game for us. And with the kind, like I said, again I have to go back to that, the kind of shots that he has in his books, I think, you know, it suits him to finish off games batting in the death, because you have to use that one fielder which will be inside the circle, whether it's your short fine leg or mid-off or short third man. He can always play those ram shot which he played at the end to Rubel. So we knew that, and he also knows that. You know, when I got out, I went in, I sat in the dugout, and I told him, I thought he was quite upset that he didn't bat at 6. He was upset, but I told him, I want you to bat and finish off game for us, because your whatever skill you have, you know, it will be required in the last 3-4 overs, because you have that experience and you have played so many games, you know, so you can do that for us. So that is the only reason he was not batting at 6 in the 13th over when I got out, and he was quite upset with that. But again, you know, he'll be quite happy now how he finished off the game. You know, he was with us in South Africa, didn't get much game time, and to do that, what he did today will give him certainly a lot of confidence going forward. And, you know, most important thing that he has, that he's got belief in himself, that, you know, whatever situation comes, you know, he is ready to deliver, whether he bats up the order or down the order. You know, that is the kind of guys we need in our team.
Award of Washington Sundar, because he has been instrumental in winning the tournament eventually?
Yeah, I think throughout the series his bowling has been magical for us. What he has done with the ball, with the new ball is, quite incredible, I would say, because not anyone can just come and take that pressure of the new ball and bowl in the power play. And not to forget, he also got wickets at the same time. He didn't allow any of the opposition we played to score runs freely in the power play, because what the skill set that he has, and he is quite courageous to do whatever he was trying to do in the middle, and that takes, that effort has to be given a lot of credit, and it's not just one or two games. He consistently bowled in the power play, and always kept us in the game, and he got wickets as well, so which was crucial, and this will give him a lot of confidence going forward. We identified him as one of the promising talent who can play for the national team for many years, and he certainly did that, and of course this tournament will give him a lot of confidence going forward.
Before the final ball, उस समय as a captain आप क्या सोच रहे थे?
नहीं, जो कुछ चल रहा था दिनेश कार्तिक और विजय शंकर के जहन में चल रहा था, मैं तो अंदर बैठा हुआ था, बट जैसे मैंने इनको बताया कि अंदर हम काफ़ी पॉजिटिव थे. हमें पता था कि एक एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है और एक जो बंदा है उसके पास टैलेंट है बड़े शॉट्स मारने का, बट उनसे आज लगा नहीं, क्योंकि काफ़ी टाइम के बाद बैटिंग कर रहे, टूर्नामेंट में पहली दफ़ा बैटिंग करने आए, और इस प्रेशर में बैटिंग करना ईजी नहीं होता है, बट उन्होंने काफ़ी चीज़ सीखा होगा कि किस तरीके से गेम को आगे लेके जाना है. हम लोग अंदर बैठ के यही बात कर रहे थे कि 2 ओवर 34 रन है, एक दोनों में से ये जो भी ओवर है एक बड़ा ओवर हमको चाहिए, क्योंकि जब हम बॉलिंग कर रहे थे हमारे तरफ से भी लास्ट ओवर जो शार्दुल ने डाला वो बड़ा ओवर था. आई थिंक 17 या 18 रन का ओवर था वो, तो हम भी यही अंदर से होप कर रहे थे कि एक 15 या 20 ओवर का ओवर मिले हमें, तो लास्ट ओवर में शायद 10 या 15 रन चाहिए होंगे. वो हमेशा से टफ होता है बॉलर के लिए, क्योंकि हमें पता था इनएक्सपीरियंस बॉलर है वो बॉलिंग करने वाले 20वां ओवर, तो किसी भी जो बड़े से बड़े बॉलर होते हैं उनके ऊपर प्रेशर होता है लास्ट ओवर डालने के लिए. तो हमें पता था कि अगर हम 10 से 12 रन या 15 रन रखते लास्ट ओवर में तो वो चेज हो जाएंगे, और दिनेश जिस तरीके से बैटिंग कर रहे थे हमें सर्टेनली लगा कि वो गेम को फिनिश करेंगे. लास्ट बॉल मैं तो सुपर ओवर के लिए पैड पहनने भी चला गया था. मुझे लगा कि सुपर ओवर होने की चांसेस है, क्योंकि 4 अगर बाउंड्री पड़ती है तो सुपर ओवर होने के चांसेस थे. तो लास्ट बॉल मैंने देखा नहीं, मैं पैड बांधने चला गया था, बट जिस तरीके से हमने सेलिब्रेट किया ड्रेसिंग रूम में, मुझे पता चल गया कि हम जीत गए. दिनेश ने छक्का मार दिया है.
लास्ट बॉल नहीं देखी मतलब?
नहीं.